Hey, what's good everybody? So welcome back to another video. So for today's video, I have the all-new 2024 GMC Acadia Denali, and today I'm going to show you why this is actually very much a huge improvement over the old one. So let's go. But before I do, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. And other than that, let's get into it. Alright, so under the hood of this GMC Acadia Denali, right, you only get a 2.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, which makes 328 horsepower and 326 pound-feet of torque. So you get no more V6. This is the only engine option you get with this Acadia, right? And all trims. So all trims get this 2.5 liter 4-cylinder, which makes 328 horsepower and 326 pound-feet of torque through an 8-speed automatic. Alright, so for the design of this 2024 GMC Acadia Denali, which is new for 2024, I really do like this car a lot. I really do like the design language that GMC is going for with these more angular C-shaped headlights, which is pretty good for this car and bigger than before. You got a much bigger grille, which is more beefier and more Yukon-ish, which I actually really do like. But yeah, the overall design up front looks very truckish-like, which I actually really do like. And like I said before, it's more Yukon-ish, which I'll show you the comparison between them two right here. But yeah, design purposes looks very good. Moving down to the side, for the wheels right here, these are actually 20-inch wheels right here, which is pretty good for the the overall size of this car, which looks pretty good. So you could get 18 or 20-inch wheels right up here for the Denali version. But yeah, like I said before, the overall length of this car has grown significantly, so like around 6 to 8 inches, which is pretty good for leg room in the for leg room in the second row and somewhat in the third row, and more truck space than before, which is pretty good. But moving down to the side, I really do like the C-shaped headlights right here, which looks pretty good. I really do like that. And this is the Denali version, so you do get the name right here, which is pretty good. But yeah, the back of it looks pretty good. I really do like it. And just to compare, this is what the current Yukon looks like, which is pretty good, but this looks a little bit better than that, I will say. Open the trunk. Hold on. So the trunk is opening, and this is what the back of it looks like in the trunk space, which is a pretty good, decent room, I will say. This is probably like the same size as a Civic in the back, in the truck area of a Civic. Good size for it. You also do get more space down here, so you can put other extra items, which is pretty nice. And to put the seats down, this one right here is for the second row. As you can see, hold on. Second row right there. Third row is right up here, so you can let it down by just holding it. And if you want to like bring it back up, all you gotta do is just tap that button right up here. But yeah, you actually get like around almost 100 cubic feet of space if all the seats are down, which actually is pretty nice. But overall, the design of this and the trunk space is actually pretty good for this car. Alright, so before we step inside of the GMC Acadia Denali, I do want to show you the key first. So this is the key. Hold on. So yeah, this is the key right here, which looks pretty good. Average GM key looks pretty good or whatever. But stepping inside, open the door, and you'll be welcome to this nice interior, I would say. But before we get to that, I do want to start with the door panels right up here. So you got contrast stitching right up here, which looks pretty nice. Wood, which is pretty good. Stitching up top, soft touch right here. But I will say down here it is hard plastic, which I don't like, but I wish it was soft touch, but it's not. But I believe you're not going to be touching this a lot, so there's that. But overall, the door right here looks pretty good. I really do like that. You got a little white and brown mixed into this interior, which looks pretty good for this car. But stepping inside, I'm gonna turn it on right here. So this is basically what it looks like in the interior. It looks pretty good. So this is the steering wheel right here, which looks pretty nice. I really do like that. Got your Denali lane right up here, which looks pretty good. And you also get Super Cruise standard on the Denali version, which is pretty nice. I really do like that. Got your camera right here for it, which looks pretty good. But yeah, I do want to talk about the way to put it in, you know, gear. So right here, all you gotta do is just push this and pull it down. Hold on. You gotta pull it towards you and pull it down. Hold on. There you go. Pull it towards you. To put it neutral, you know, just put it in. To put it in reverse, all you gotta do is just go up, which looks pretty nice, and it reveals this camera system, which looks pretty good. I will say that. I do like it a lot. So you do get like multiple functions of views and all that. So this is the backup camera, your 360 right here. This is what it looks up front. As you can see, that's the front view, and this is the top down for the front and the back, which looks pretty good. These are the mirrors up front, and for the back as well, which looks pretty good. You got your back for tow hitch, which looks pretty good. You also got this one right up here, which I actually really do like. But yeah, you do get multiple camera views for this car, which looks pretty good. I really do like that. I do like how it's high definition, you know, got good resolution, which looks pretty good. For your infotainment, this is a hold on. Yeah, this is a good, you know, infotainment. I will say that this is Google based. It does have like Amazon Alexa and all that, but yeah, this is Google based of a system. As you can see, you got Google Assistant, Play Store, and you know, you got your maps. As you can see, Google based and all that, which looks pretty good. But yeah, you got ambient lighting, which I can't show you, but I don't know if you can see that little thing right here. You got ambient lighting on this dashboard, which looks pretty good. You do got standard climate controls. Now it is integrated into the screen, but you do got buttons down here that can control it, right? As you can see, you can turn it on. You can, you know, adjust the fan and all that. It looks pretty good. You can adjust it. You also got your volume knob right up here, as you can see, which looks pretty good. Now this touchscreen is I believe a 17-inch, a 17-inch touchscreen. Looks pretty good. And this is the 12-inch gauge cluster right up here. But yeah, this is the climate controls, which are here. So any, you know, any application you go into, the climate controls remains right here, which is pretty good. You also got your wireless charging pad down here. As you can see, I'm gonna set my phone right here. As you see, it turns off for the wireless charging. USB A and C right up here. You also got, you know, deep amount of storage down here, which is pretty good, right? Pretty good. And you also got your gauge cluster, which is pretty configurable. I will say that. So to change your gauge views right up here, all you gotta do is just tap this button, right? So you can go to a full screen map. Well, partially, but yeah, full screen map right up here, which is pretty nice. And you also got, you know, your super cruise, so you know, like an indicator for like speed and all that adjustments, which is pretty good. I will say that. But yeah, overall, this infotainment and, you know, gauge cluster and, you know, other functions of this interior is pretty nice. I really do like the way this actually looks, which is pretty good. And also, I forgot to mention in the infotainment and driver display section is that you also get a heads-up display. I don't know if you can see it or not, but yeah, you get a heads-up display, which is pretty nice for this car. All right, so stepping into the second row of the GMC Acadia Denali, just open the door, right? And you still got the same, you know, design up front, which is pretty good for this car. Now, these seats are actually, you know, you do get like quilted seats up here, which is pretty nice. Got a little brown up on the side and quilted seats right here, which looks pretty good. So step inside. Now the driver seat is where it was at when I got it, which is pretty good. So you do get good amount of leg room, which is pretty nice. I really do like that. You also got cup holders back here, which is pretty good. Got your climate controls back here. You got 2 USB-C port and a household style outlet, which is pretty nice. But yeah, this seat is actually put in a good spot. I believe you can move it. No, matter of fact, you cannot move it. You can only, matter of fact, I think you can move it. No, you can't move it actually. But moving to the back of the Acadia, the seat is down, by the way, so that's why. But yeah, to get out of the third row, all you gotta do is just tap this button right up here to get out of the third row, which is pretty good. But moving back, I will say you actually got pretty decent leg room back here. I'm 5'10", so no, it's not tight, but is not good either, but I will say for a 5'10" person just like myself, this interior, the back seat of this car is actually not that bad. So you do get a USB charging port back here, which is pretty nice. Got cup holders, which is pretty good. But yeah, I would say the back room of this car is actually pretty nice. And one more thing that I forgot to mention, you can actually do two ways to move the seat back, right? All you gotta do is just tap this button, and the seat will move forward to get into the third row, and you can tap this button to get out of the third row. So if you need to get into the third row, you just tap this button to move it forward. If you need to get out, all you gotta do is just tap that button, which is pretty nice actually. You got two ways to get in and out of the third row, which is pretty good. All right, so next thing I actually want to talk about is pricing. So I don't know if you can see it, but this car cost, for the standard price, is $54,300, right? I don't know if you can see it, but $54,300, which is actually not bad for the starting price of this car. But I will say the ending price of this is $63,310, including destination and all that, which is kind of not actually that bad. But I do know that the Yukon Denali maybe starts around $70,000, maybe 75, or maybe even 80 for the or 85 for the Denali Ultimate and all that. But yeah, that's kind of crazy that this car ends at $63,000, where the Yukon Denali starts around maybe 70 or 75,000. So there's a gap between it, but you do get a significant amount of difference between the two. So there's that. But it's just up to your preference on which you want, the Acadia Denali or the Yukon Denali. Alright guys, so that's actually my tour on this 2024 GMC Acadia Denali. So if you did enjoy my video on this Acadia Denali, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and other than that, I'll catch you guys at next time.